When time passes, you believe you exist. When you walk into the future, you think you are experiencing something new. This destiny awaits you like a blank page yet to be written. But what if everything has already happened? What if you only experience what has already happened? Ibn Arabi poses this question from a perspective that destroys your entire perception of time. Because for him, destiny is not written, destiny is free. In other words, you do not create your destiny. You are observing what has already been written. You are in a state of observation, and life is like a book you are reading. But you are not the author of that book. What we call time is only a sense of direction, a perception of movement, a notion of beginning and end. But according to Ibn Arabi, it is only the result of our limited perception. Because we are limited, because we see one thing coming before, another coming after. But for God, there is no before or after. There is no beginning nor end. He is beyond time. He looks at all times simultaneously. And here's the sentence that burns the mind. Everything has already happened. This moment is just a rehearsal. You think you're living it, but you're living what has already happened. This doesn't diminish you. On the contrary, it brings you closer to the truth, because you are part of a divine plan. You don't see it. We assume that time passes in a linear fashion, that we come from the past, arrive in the present, and march toward the future. But Ibn Arabi says that time is circular. The beginning is in the beginning. The beginning is in the beginning. The secret of the universe is hidden in the circle, not in the line. Because the line gives you direction, but the circle reveals integrity. Everything is contained within. It all happens at once. And the moment you realize this, you discover the freedom that exists in your destiny. Because for Ibn Arabi, destiny is not a script stolen from your hands. Rather, it is the blueprint that most perfectly matches your truth. Whatever your essence is, whatever confronts you reflects that. The language of your soul forms the story you live by. And this story is not written with ink. It is written with truth. Because Allah knows your innermost beings even before you do, and places in your life the perfect mirrors for your future. One of these mirrors is joy. The other is loss. The other is friendship. The other is betrayal. But they all exist to show you that this is what destiny is. Destiny is not what happens to you. This is the truth, hidden in what happens. But what is freedom? If everything has already happened, then what do I choose? Here Ibn Arabi presents one of his most profound ideas. Will is an attribute of Allah that passes through you. You choose, but that choice aligns with your essence. You choose the person you were always meant to be. It's not a contradiction, it's a depth. Because freedom doesn't mean choosing every possible path. Freedom means choosing the one that suits you best. And wherever your essence takes you, that is your destiny. Destiny is not a script imposed from outside. It is the voice of your inner being. But hearing that voice isn't easy. The mind wants other paths. Ambition grabs you outside, fear holds you back. But your spirit always calls you home. Ibn Arabi says that your path is your essence. To separate from him is to forget who you are. That is why destiny is not a chain. Destiny is harmony with essence. And time is only the testimony of this harmony. What you call the future, for Allah, is not even the past, because He knows all things at once. But this knowledge does not cancel your path. Because God gives you the will, He gives you the intellect, He gives you the spirit, and you walk with them. As you walk, you make choices, and by making choices, you begin to decode your destiny. But that destiny is already written, and the writing is etched into your being. So as you walk through the world, you read your own soul. You think you are observing the outside world, but that world is only a reflection of your inner state, like a mirror. But this mirror doesn't show you who you are today. It shows you who you're meant to become. Ibn Arabi says that time is the manifestation of divine attributes. Each moment is governed by a different divine name. One day it is Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. Another day Al-Qahar, the subduer. Another Al-Wadud, the loving one. And another Al-Muntakim, the adventurer. You are formed by these names. So destiny is not just your path. It is the appearance of the names of Allah within you. Every experience you have is a lesson. And that lesson becomes visible through the flow of time, but you think you're experiencing it. In truth, everything has already happened. You only see it. And when you see it, you understand. And when you understand, you turn back to yourself, to the flow of time you think you understand. But in truth, reality is hidden outside of time. One of Ibn Arabi's greatest secrets is this: becoming is not change, it is awareness. In other words, you don't change. You are always you, but you don't realize it. What you call life is an awakening process that reveals you. This is why time is not a change, but a recognition. And destiny is the book of this recognition. As we said in the first part, everything has been written, but this writing is hidden in your heart. The insana Kamil, the perfect man, is the one who can read this scripture, the one who knows his destiny and lives its depth. But how can one attain this knowledge? According to Ibn Arabi, the truth cannot be learned from the outside. It cannot be memorized or learned by reading. This knowledge comes through kashf, appearance. The interval is high, you begin to see. And when you see it, time stops, because the past, present, and future appear to you through the same window. Those who experience it no longer linger, no longer fear themselves. They no longer blink into the future, because they know that everything has already happened. And this knowledge doesn't give up. On the contrary, it's a profound overachievement, because you live in harmony with your truth, and this harmony leaves peace in the soul. This is where Ibn Arabi's understanding of destiny reaches its peak. Destiny is fixed in the knowledge of Allah, but it is revealed through your inner journey. That is, as you walk, new paths do not appear to you. These paths were always there, you can only see them. And with each vision, something inside reminds you, a feeling of this is it, a sense of this place is already familiar. Because the truth is a part of you, and each part wishes to return to its inner self. This return is what Ibn Arabi calls Sayri Suluk, the spiritual journey within. It is a return to the inner self. But this return does not happen during the hour, it happens through the hour, because the hour is a labyrinth, not designed to make you lose, but designed to bring you back to yourself. Every pain, every loss, every expectation is like a letter etched into the walls of this labyrinth. If you learn to read them, you will not be lost. That is why Ibn Arabi, when he speaks of the hour, always speaks of the present moment, because now is the truest form of the hour. There is no past, there is no future, there is only now, and now is where God is most present. For he is, as the Quran says, engaged in a new creation in every moment. Every moment carries a new becoming, a new birth, a new attribute, a new meaning. If you remain in the present moment, you will find him. But if you live in the past, you will send yourself away and regret it. If you live in the future, you will burn yourself with anxiety. That is why the present moment is sacred, and the future collapses through the present moment. What you call my destiny is often just your current way of seeing. Change your perspective, and the path changes. When the path changes, the script is read differently. For even if what is written appears fixed, your way of understanding it is infinite. According to Ibn Arabi, the truth never changes, but its reflections are constantly transforming. And when you see these reflections, you see your own selfishness. That's why the insana Kamil, the perfect man, is the one who surrenders to his destiny, but also recognizes it by living it. They walk, they know, they feel, they remain silent, they cry. But inside there are secret smiles, for they know that this too shall pass, for this too has been written, and what has been written is magnificent, for the one who wrote it is magnificent. Your greatest breath is a birth, a departure, a reconstruction, for destiny sometimes destroys to build, sometimes takes a path to give, sometimes silences to make you heard. These divine paradoxes remove time from the ordinary and transform it into a portal of secrets. Time is no longer just a calendar, it becomes a map, and on this map you are not lost because your inner compass has begun to function. Ibn Arabi's final call is this: don't let time take you away. You must observe time, because the truth is not within time, it is within your perception. So now stop, look, ask. Is what I'm experiencing really happening, or am I just experiencing what has already happened? And from within your heart a voice rises. It's all happened before, you're only remembering now.